let's suppose Pete tomorrow says, yeah, I'm going to send you 10 beats, right? Would you want to record those beats with him in the studio, or would you want to stay in the confinement of your own place?
Whatever makes him comfortable, because I'm prepared to do what's best.
Whatever gets the project done.
Whatever.
No, but I'm asking you. No.
Huh?
I'm flipping it on you.
No, I'm telling you, I'm going to do what needs to be done.
Right.
Because I told you, my ego is out the door. I'm ready to be strong.
That's fine.
Ego and tough don't mean strong. It don't equate strong. Bad association spoils useful habits.
Say it again.
So I'm not coming with a bunch of to prove to you I'm strong. I'm coming to you by myself to prove to you I'm intelligent enough to get the job done. That's the only thing that matter, because you ain't going to be looking at me if the job don't get done. You ain't going to look at me.
Shout out to Nori over at Drake Champs.
Yeah.
Those guys do a great job over there.
Yes,
and I saw CL on there, and he was making his plea. You know, it's like, man, I would love to get back in the studio for the fans. What are you, is that, maybe, I don't know about now you're doing something, but.
I just think he's best on his own.
Okay.
Know? As simple as that. I just think he's good by himself. There's a million producers that will do something with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Yeah. Everybody's at different stages of life.
Yeah.
We all evolve, and it sounds great in theory, but if everybody ain't aligned, it doesn't happen.
Energy.
You know how it goes.
Energy? Energy.
That too. Right. That's the most.
CL Smooth, right? I tried to get Pete Rock to CL Smooth at the joint. Y'all came out at the Lean Back 20th anniversary in the Apollo, and Pete Rock said, no, I forgot. How did that fall apart? And is it to the death? Like,
You know, in this business, bro, like when you come across different personalities, but you match with one talent-wise, but like physically and mentally, it don't work. You know, in the very beginning, it worked. But once you get to really know each other, the real them comes out. And it stirs up a bad character in me that I don't want to come out. At first, I was mad at the fact that I had to deal with somebody of this stature who's very different from me.
Yeah, what would you say is his faults, though?
Jelly.
Huh?
Jealousy. It's a bad disease, bro.
Yeah, but he's a rapper. You're the DJ. He's everything. Yeah, but you're producing the beats. So you say he was jealous of your own success?
I'm not saying he has that
in him. Yeah.
And that don't work for grown people. When you growing into a man, that don't work no more.
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right, Forgotten Kings TV. Come on, son.
Moments ago, CL Smooth responds to Pete Rock's comments on the Joe and Jada show. That's right, y'all. As you seen in the clip, Fat Joe asked Pete Rock, will he and CL Smooth ever get back together again? Okay, a question he's been asked on several occasions in the past year or so. Okay, as we all know, recently, Pete Rock did an album with Common, and a lot of fans, you know, they like, yo, when will we ever get Pete Rock and CL Smooth back together again? And this is the first time we actually heard Pete Rock call CL Smooth jealous, okay? Jealous of Pete Rock's success as a DJ/producer. A lot of people in the industry, you know, they reached out to Pete Rock for, you know what I mean, beats. And according to Pete Rock, he believes this is what caused the jealousy between him and CL Smooth. Okay, now moments ago via IG, CL Smooth responds to Pete Rock's comments. For those who missed what CL Smooth had to say, in this post, CL Smooth says, just an FYI, I'm not on tour. I'm just constantly booked and busy, including bookings outside of musical appearances, speaking engagements for the youth, mental health, and more. So I say this to say, jelly for what? God has blessed me abundantly. I'm just reserved about a lot. My team has pushed me to be more open and less reserved. I've now chosen to do that for the fans. I think the time has come. No more taking the high road. Stay locked in. Who jelly? Merch on the way. All right, now again, that was CL Smooth responding to Pete Rock calling him jealous on the Joe and Jada show. I know y'all, many of us right now disappointed after hearing the response between CL Smooth and Pete Rock. But as you can see, Pete Rock is adamant on just leaving things where they at. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's agitated being asked this question a lot recently. And, you know, fans seeing Pete Rock on stage with Common, to my knowledge, they're working on a second album. So, listen, like I said, it just seems as if Pete Rock is just letting it be known. He believes that ultimately CL Smooth is jealous of his success, right? Solo success as a DJ, producer, rapper. Listen, you know, I can understand how that would create tension, but, you know, let's not act like CL Smooth isn't one of the illest MCs ever in hip-hop history. So when Pete Rock says, I'm sure a lot of producers would love to work with CL Smooth, I agree, right? However, fans would rather see the Mecca and the Soul Brother. You know what I mean? And it's just unfortunate, but this is a part of life. You know, there's moments, or shall I say windows of moments and opportunities that open and close. And it seems as if Pete, he wants this chapter in his life to remain closed. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it where it's at, because in the end, regardless if they get back together or not, the history is already etched in stone. You get what I mean? One of the illest duos, when we talking about rappers, you know, mashed up with one of the illest producers, DJs. I mean, come on, they're at the top of the list. We talking Gangstar. Doesn't get any higher than that. So, you know, when we talking about their history and contributions made in hip hop, listen, forever etched in stone. Shout out to both of these men, because, you know, it's obvious they're at two different points in their life. And, you know, the fans, sometimes you don't want to consider the fact that these are, you know, real people with real issues. In the industry and where it's at today, they're not paying people. And it's just unfortunate. But like I said, the history is forever. So y'all let me know, man. What are your thoughts on CL Smooth and his response to Pete Rock calling him jealous? Do you think Pete was foul for saying that on the Joe and Jada show? Or do you think he was, you know what I mean, just being honest and truthful about where he's at today? Like I said, I can understand how something like this would leave fans conflicted, considering, you know, people hopeful of a reunion album between CL Smooth and Pete Rock. But as you can see, Pete just wants to leave it where it's at. So y'all let me know, man. What are your thoughts on this controversy involving CL Smooth and Pete Rock down in the comment section below? But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace. Salute world, I need y'all to do me a favor right now and check out the homie Hotep's latest single, Love for Fashion. All right, available on all streaming platforms. I'm about to bless y'all with a teaser from the video. If you like what you hear, make sure to hit the link in the description. Head on over to his YouTube channel, subscribe, like the video, and make sure to tell him Rip sent you. All right? All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, but real quick. Rip going sneakers with the real shirt. Oversized slacks, so the jean shorts. Matter of fact, Amiri's go right with the fit. Got a clear pepper, these Cartier frames got tints.